Hello, and we are at Miraiker's Punch Up. Let's see what's inside. Hello, we've got the big four. We've got Teddy over there, my best mate. We've got Miraiker, the event organizer, the puppet maker, ticks the all boxes, and we've got Harvey. So what people don't know is, because I mainly do the podcast about magic and other variety acts, a lot of people don't really know what Punch and Judy actually is. What is Punch and Judy?
Well, it's an amazing puppet show that's got a history that dating back to 1662 in this country. Punch gets up to outrageous mischief, and each generation through the decades has brought the Punch and Judy show up to date, kept it relevant for today's audience. So Punch and Judy will always carry on as long as its performers and its youngsters carry on coming up with new routines and keeping the grin on Mr. Punch's face.
And how do you do Mr. Punch's voice?
Well, that's it uses a swazzle, which is just like the reed in a clarinet. Now, Max has one here to show us.
Here we go.
There are two pieces of metal. They are curved around. There's a piece of cotton tape going all the way around with one piece going through the middle. When the tape is wet and you force air through it, it makes Mr. Punch's distinctive sound, which is why all Punch and Judy shows, Mr. Punch always sounds the same.
And because you've organised the event, the Punch Up, what was the main idea to do the Punch Up?
Well, the Punch Up came about because the May Fair, which used to be Punch and Judy's main festival of the year, stopped being inclusive for all. So many people could no longer have a space to perform their puppet shows, and so we put this on just so that they all could come, have a space to perform, and friendly faces around. So we've all been playing Punch and having a wonderful time together.
And of course, you make these fabulous puppets. We've got the boxer and this boxer. I like the red boxer, but I like the black boxer. There's only one way to find out. Fight! Watch the rest of this video. That's the way to do it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, they're very quiet, aren't they? I said good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, my little chipolatas. Now, Amy, what do you want?
I want a big kiss.
I beg your pardon?
I want a big kiss.
A big kiss in front of all these lovely people.
Yes.
Oh, very well, very well. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, if I give Mr. Punch a kiss on the lips, you promise me you're not going to laugh. You're not going to be silly, and you're not going to make that dreadful sound by going, ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Joey the Clown from London Town, and I do the next part of the Punch and Judy show. Now, I bet you're all fed up of sausages, aren't you? Yeah.
Hello, and we got the fantastic, the man, the myth, the legend, Paul Wheeler. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Honestly, it's so good. I've seen your show. It is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Just wondering, what inspired you to be a Punch and Judy performer?
Well, it's like if you spoke to all the other Punch and Judy men. When I was about 7 years old, I see my first Punch and Judy show down in Paynton, where you got talkie and all that. And believe it or not, it was this show, Punchinello, operated by a chap called Michael Byram. If you heard of Michael Byram, he's
haven't.
Okay, well, he's done books as well.
Okay.
Bit of a anarchist, Michael was back in the day, and all that. But he'd done the Punch and Judy show down at Paynton, and I used to watch him every August for 2 weeks, our annual holiday. Watch the show, and that's how I got the bug of doing Punch and Judy. There used to be a little shop in the High Street in Paynton, and they used to do the Pelham puppets made out of clay.
Oh yeah.
And my mum, dad, nanny, and grandpa, every year they bought me one puppet. And when I got about 4 or 5, they made me a little theatre, and I thought it was the Punch and Judy man down at Paynton.
Yeah.
And I just carried on doing Punch and Judy's. Then over the years, I've done different things and all that. And then in 2021, I bought my first professional set of puppets off of a gentleman called Brian Clark. If you know Brian Clark.
The name does ring a bell.
Okay, yeah. So I bought my first professional set back then, and I went professional. And it was back in, I want to say, 2005, 2006. I actually met Michael down in his little flat in Totnes. And I said, you influenced me seeing the Punch and Judy show. And he gave me the original Punch and Judy proscenium and this is the original canvas from when I was about 7 or 8 years old. So it's still going. So that's how I got with Punch and Judy. But I used to watch it as well down at Weston-super-Mare, Reuben Stadden. Back in the 70s, early 80s was Guy Higgins down in Weymouth. So I watched different shows over the years, and I've always had a love for this. And it's like with anyone, like I think like yourself, you started seeing Punch and Judy, I take it, when you were young, and it just...
Well, I am still young,
so like you just carry on seeing different shows, then you're going to take the leap of faith and do your own thing. But that's how I got involved with Punch and Judy all those years ago. Yeah.
And what makes your show different from everyone else's?
I wouldn't say it's different. Like we all nick different things off of different performers. I try to keep mine kind of original, but with a kind of a bit of a modern twist kind of thing. So I wouldn't say mine's up there with the greats, and I wouldn't say mine's down there, and it's kind of
in the middle.
In the middle. But yeah.
And what tips would you give to an aspiring Punch and Judy performer?
I would say if you're learning the swazzle, just go out for walks or whatever, go into fields, use the swazzle, because like, eventually your parents are going to they're going to go mad with this squawky little voice. But I would say go out for walks or whatever, you've got a field, go in there, use your swazzle. You're going to gag and spit it out every now and again, but just keep practicing. Eventually you'll get a bit of a sore, I did, on the roof of your mouth. But once it settles in the right part of your mouth, it'll just go like that. And yeah, but all I just say with the swazzle, just practice, and emphasize the words. So if you're saying that's the way to do it, emphasize your mouth on the words and things like that. But yeah,
thank you so much for being on the
that's
podcast.
All right. No worries. Thank you very much indeed.
And this is my horrible husband, Mr. Punch. Now, Mr. Punch, what do you want? I want a kiss. Ooh, you want a kiss? No. Oh, right, said no. Oh, this. No.
A pirate song.
Yeah, sing the pirate song.
Here we go. Oh, sit down, join it. Wow, sit down the street. It's a sea crocodile, don't forget to swim.
So here I've got the amazing Teddy. Hello. Teddy, you and I have been friends for quite a while now. And of course you are brilliant at Punch and Judy.
Thank you.
How would you make your show different from every other Punch and Judy performer?
I changed my show up quite a lot. I have different characters that pop in and out. I've got, a different routine with the baby, which is completely unique. I've now got a new routine, which is banana sausages. So instead of the crocodile, the monkey gets them. And I just swap it out. a little bit.
And
Make it
how has the
different.
industry been to a young performer of Punch and Judy? Has it been good?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people help out. So people always giving you ideas, always giving them ideas. People are lending you stuff, you lend stuff out, and it's just very welcoming.
And if you could give one tip to an aspiring young Punch and Judy performer, what would it be?
Do it. Don't hold back. Just do it, because you won't turn back.
Thanks so much for being on the podcast.
That's all right.
And here I've got Clive. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Yeah, nice to meet you today for the first
you
time.
too.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to do Punch and Judy?
Oh, do you know, it's quite a long story, but keeping it short, at one time I was a stilt walker, and I was stilt walking in the centre of Birmingham, and I saw a Punch and Judy show, and I thought I'd like to do that, and I did.
And what makes your Punch and Judy different from everyone else's?
Well, I made all the puppets and all the stuff for my show.
Wow.
I mean, you know, in some ways it's the same as everybody else. I think it has a lot of my personality in it, which is what I like.
And what advice would you give to an aspiring Punch and Judy performer?
Just keep sticking at it, get some shows out there, get some practice. It's a bit like learning to drive. You sit in a car, it feels like it's going to be impossible. But then a few years later, it's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, my pleasure. Lovely to work with you.
You too. And I've got the fantastic Flip over here.
Hi, how are we doing?
Now, you don't do Punch and Judy, you do mainly magic. What sets you from any other magician that there is?
To be honest, I just have fun with what I'm doing. I'm not anything special. I just have fun, and I think having fun rubs off on the audience. So I just have my own style, energy, and just have a laugh with what I'm doing.
And of
it
course,
kind of works.
I've seen your Family Entertainer of the Year show at Blackpool.
Yeah.
You had the snow machine.
That's right.
What made you come up with the idea of the snow machine?
I've been doing that for about 20 years. Every party I do, we have a snowball. And basically, it came from all the games that we do and non-elimination. And so every game that I play with the children, everyone has to be involved throughout. And I had this idea that if I got the child to have a snowball, they could choose which adult to throw it at, and they throw it at one of the adults. And then it extended on that if everybody had a snowball, they could all throw it at the adults. And then from that, it was just carnage. Everybody throwed snowballs at everybody. And then I came up with the cannons as a way of throwing them out, and it just kind of evolved. And it's just one thing I do at every show.
And if you have one advice to give for a magician, what would it be?
Enjoy what you do. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Thank you very much for being on the podcast.
No problem. No problem.
Hello, and I've got the amazing puppeteer, Frankie Preston.
Yeah, Frankie Preston, that's me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you very much.
So what's it like in the Punch and Judy industry for a young Punch and Judy performer?
Well, I think it's very welcoming, it's very open to young performers, and the older performers are very happy to instill their knowledge on the younger performers, which I think is very nice.
And what tips would you give to an aspiring Punch and Judy performer?
Aspiring Punch and Judy performer, I believe, meet people, go to events, but don't get all the gear at once. Get it gradually. It's all about gradual.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, no worries. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Of course you can. And here we've got the fantastic Jeffery.
Hello.
Now, I saw your show earlier. It was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
What makes your show different from everyone else's?
I think what makes mine, I try to make my show more like a big panto type of thing. So in my show I use a lot of sound effects as well. I try to make it more family friendly than the original show as it used to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like some of my cast stand out the others, because some of them have been redressed with these new fabulous costumes. I just try with them costumes, like different characters, I'm just trying to stand out more with that.
And what's the worst thing about performing Punch and Judy?
The worst thing, I've got two things. So for me, the worst thing I would say, especially when it's extremely hot in the booth, it gets really warm. And this is my own personal thing. When you've got loads of sound effects in your show, you've got to be controlling the puppets, picking sound effects and going back up. It's an absolute nightmare, but it's what you got to do it for the audience, really. Yeah.
And what's the advice you give to any Punch and Judy performer?
I would say don't stop with the tradition, but try and make it original to you, I'd say.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Oh, no problem.
Wake up, Mr. Punch.
Now we can do that again, but all together. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wake up, Mr. Punch.
Hello, and I've got the fantastic Harvey.
Hello.
Now, I've just seen your Punch and Judy. It was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. Money's in the post.
How do you make your Punch and Judy different from every other Punch and Judy performer?
I think you just put a bit of your own personality into it. So for me, I have this kind of, I don't want to say don't care attitude. Obviously, I do care, but the kind of, I don't take it seriously. I really, because I sit there and go, it's a block of wood with some puppets. And I kind of sit there and go, everybody knows this. And it's a kind of really self-aware show. So I like it being self-aware. So that you probably saw that I just kept on ad-libbing and breaking character. Fourth wall breaks. If I make a mistake, I usually point it out. I know the audience don't care, but I do, and it's my show, so yeah.
And what tips would you give to an aspiring Punch Judy performer?
One thing that a lot of punch performers say is it's that you've got to use the swazzle. I don't care if you can't use the swazzle. I've seen some great shows. So there's a people that genuinely can't use the swazzle because you're putting something in your gob, and I get it. It's not the nicest thing in the world. And if you can't, I've seen people quit. They've gone, right, I'm not doing it because I can't do the swazzle. I was like, well, yeah, because there's some great shows out there. So basically, don't worry if you don't swazzle straight away. Is basically what I'm saying. And also go see as many shows as you can, and not the same show. Because you start to pick up on bits and bobs, and the format becomes too similar to theirs. So try and see as many shows as you can. So Covent Garden and the Punch Up is the best. Yes.
Thanks so much for being on the podcast.
That's all right. Thank you very much.
Hello, and I've got the fantastic JJ.
Hello.
Now, you own the Magic Touch Company.
I do. It's something I started in 2003, and it's basically to enable access to the world of magic for disabled people and adults with learning difficulties.
And what made you have the idea of making Magic Touch?
I used to work at a holiday park doing children's entertainment, and a lot of the time guys in wheelchairs or guys with disabilities would not be included. And the more I saw that, the more it annoyed me. So I tried to change it, and now my audience is normally completely disabled. That's my focus, and working out ways of adapting magic so they can be included.
And what magic tricks do you do when you're doing your shows?
We do a bit of everything. Because what you've got to remember is that obviously they're disabled, but they're people. So they want to do stuff that they want to do. So the guy that I work with at the moment, Jonathan, he's in his 30s and he's got cerebral palsy, but he likes danger, which is which we enjoy doing because there's always the element from the audience that he shouldn't be doing that because he's disabled. But at the end of the day, that's his choice. He's a grown up, and his decision is that he wants to do stuff that's a bit more risky. So we find a way of doing it. Tonight we'll be doing a bullet catch.
Oh wow!
Which normally comes as a surprise to a lot of people, but we'll be doing that tonight. We're also doing a cuff escape tonight, and a couple of other things. So people automatically assume that we do kids stuff all the time, and it's all about colours and bunny, and it's not. It's not all about that at all. It's about finding what he wants to do and finding a way that we can do it.
And if you have one advice to any magician, what would it be?
Don't listen to anyone else. Do what you want to do, and keep at it.
Thank you very much for
That's
being on
all
the
right.
podcast.
Thank you.
Mr. Punch, what are you doing with that stick? You know they're dangerous, interrupted. I tell you what, everyone, I think it's about time Mr. Punch went downstairs and started to behave. So after 3, we'll all say a big bye-bye to Mr. Punch. Are you all ready? 1, 2, 3.
That's the way to do it.